We got ourselves a rescue mission in episode 35 of Pokemon Eclipse.
And welcome back to our
Some
Gravity
interesting new
Falls
mods on the
encrypted
side there.
inspired
Anyway,
Pokemon region.
last time the brother
In
got
the previous
kidnapped. Go get
episode,
him.
You met William Pines'
How much of this show is go get them?
Wilford,
Although
who
it's
has
not
been
as bad as
trapped
One
in
Piece.
another
X
dimension.
character was stolen. The
Unfortunately,
entire
the
arc will
Cypher
be
Squad
go get them
kidnapped
back.
him and took the
That's hyperbole, but it
Wormhole
happens a lot.
device as well.
Seriously, if you think Mokuba's been kidnapped is ridiculous. It is, but you haven't seen anything yet.
What are we gonna do? You just got your brother back and he's missing again.
Just my luck.
Those Cypher Squad jerks have gone too far this time.
Nobody
The only
kidnaps
one
my
who picks
brother
on
but
my
me.
nerdy brother is me.
Yeah,
But how are we
a
going
true
to
brother.
find him? They could have taken him anywhere. What we need is some kind of clue as to where they could have taken him.
Just
Could you
then,
have sounded more
Moose's
robotic with
cell
that?
phone rings. He picks it up, and you can hear that Cordelia is on the other side.
Moose, listen. I'm
Hey,
in town and I just saw a bunch of Cypher Squad grunts carrying Professor Pines into the museum. I'll meet you there.
That was weird.
was
Professor, Cordelia thought she saw you getting carried
which
into the
means she
museum.
saw the
Well,
twin.
you're
So
right
lucky
here.
us.
That's funny. Anyway, I was saying what we need is a clue
Don't-
as to where your twin brother
You
could be.
moron!
After explaining the situation to Moose, you all heal up your Pokemon and head straight over to the museum, where you find Cordelia waiting for you.
That's why we have the extravaganza
About
thing
time.
from
I
Gen
was about
5.
to head in solo and... Wait,
Where there's something more.
Professor?
Whatever.
how are you here? I just saw you.
Long story. I have a
Turns
twin.
out the professor has a twin brother, but he was trapped in another dimension, so he had to repair the Ultra Wormhole, but the bad guys showed up and stole his brother and his portal.
So, not a long story then.
Oh. Yeah, so I guess I saw
Let me
them go in
explain.
here
No,
with your
there's too
brother,
much. Let me
Professor.
sum up.
Well, shoot. Everyone ready?
Professor Pines
Tally
opens
ho!
the door of the museum in a matter of moments, and you are
He
all
personally
inside.
busts the door
It's
down.
quite dark, and you find that the halls are crawling with
Arceus.
aggressive Pokemon. You see Torshad, Royligi, Gargurge, and even Gargurge's final evolution.
Uh-oh.
Yep, it's time to finish off this.
Now on the other half of the
line.
museum.
So, as a reminder, this line started as a cube of stone, which rammed into things to chip off pieces, and eventually
And now it became a
revealed
stone
the
dragon.
hiding inside. You know, just like a sculptor carving a statue.
Yeah.
There were a couple things that I wanted
Ding,
to keep
boom.
in mind for this final stage. Firstly, there aren't enough great monotypes, so maintaining the mono rock type was important to me. That meant that it could have some influences, but I didn't want it to look too draconic.
You want it
and
to
the
be a
wings
dragon, but
couldn't
also
be
not a
too
dragon.
big, so it didn't want it to read as a flying type either. And the last
Excuse
thing
me, have you seen A
was the
Bug's
pose.
Life? There's that
Since
caterpillar
gargoyles are
character
often
that can
found
fly
atop
despite the
buildings,
tiny-ass
hunched
wings.
over and-
Well, okay,
and
actually, it can
looking-
barely fly,
I
but
wanted
still.
a body shape that mimicked that.
It's enough to count!
Also, as I make this episode, I am currently in rehearsals to be Quasimodo in a production of the Hunchback of Notre Dame musical.
Nice.
So
Good
this
luck with that,
hunched
Fruity.
posture is also to pay tribute to that show. and
Hey,
that
it makes
character.
sense, and it fits in with the
All right,
dragon
let's
motif
meet
with also
our
being a stone
hunchback
creature.
gargoyle.
I like the
This
hunchback
is
dragon design.
Roteris,
That's cool.
The creation Pokemon.
Huh?
Now, in its fully
'Cause it was
realized
created.
form,
Oh.
Roteris's
Interesting
crafted body
way of
contains
winking.
all of the elements I was
Blinking.
hoping for. Wings,
That was shiny too.
fins,
That's cool.
and scales allow this hunk of stone to utilize moves ranging from water and flying to ground and dragon.
So it can learn
Trainers
a
who
whole
stick
host of
with a
moves,
Roteris
but it's always
through
gonna be
its
rock
long
type.
development period will find a loyal companion for life. The ability is Water Spout, and that is tied to the actual purpose of gargoyles, like on buildings. So that
Makes sense.
ignores water type attacks and instead reflects all enemy water attacks back
Ha!
at the attacker. So that's pretty fun.
Use Hydro Pump!
And
No.
the hidden ability, again, tied to actual gargoyle
Which gives some good
purposes,
protection
is
against
Storm
water
Drain.
types. That's actually
It
pretty
is a
good.
type
Nice.
mixed attacker with a couple of
And then you
useful
throw a grass
abilities.
type at it, it's
Will
done.
you pick one up, or if you had found a Cubesque from way back when, odds are it has finally chipped itself into one of these.
I probably don't have one, but it would be
You
cool to have in a
wind
second
through a few
playthrough.
halls and run into your first Cypher Squad grunts. They are standing in front of a pedestal with a familiar-looking book on it.
Hmm?
It's the third journal.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, not these idiots again.
Here we go
He
again.
told us to watch the book while he escorted the scientist upstairs. I never thought we'd actually have to defend the book.
I never
You
thought
don't
people
give
actually
them the
come and
chance
try to
talk
stop
anymore,
us.
And you and the
The
professor
bad guys.
jump
Ooh,
into
teaming
a
with the
double
professor.
battle to take care of them.
Nice.
Their first 4 Pokemon aren't too bad.
Been there,
Their
done
last
that.
2 are new to you. Our crying
Okay.
baby Banshee just has to turn into a moody teenager. This is a 3-stage
Ow, the
grind,
edge.
so getting
I
some
also noticed
angst
that's
in the
Gladion
middle
in the
feels right.
upper corner.
And though I'm
I
not really
recognize the
turning
shirt.
any of the Gravity Falls characters into Pokemon, this one definitely feels like Robbie, complete with the hoodie look.
Is it Barabi?
Now,
Yeah,
once I
actually, it
got
does
the
make
proportions
sense. It's
feeling
not that you
right,
mentioned
the
it,
rest
but I
of
could
this
see
design
Gladion
really
with
just fell
that.
into place. I mean, it's
Now,
a
keep the
ghost
Pokemon
hoodie.
inspiration.
There's not too much to it. It's always nice when you end up with a design that feels like just the right level of complexity. I don't think I could add or remove anything at this point.
This is back when
Okay,
Goth
let's
existed.
continue
Now
this
everyone's just
ghost
emo.
line with Angster, the grumpy Pokemon.
And back when men could be
This
Goth.
unfortunate ghostly hoodie is overtaken with
Yeah, it's
ennui
hyperbole.
and dread.
I
It is
love how
nearly
its
impossible to look
hair
at
also
spirits,
matches a
and it
scythe.
finds
That's
even the
cool
most
too.
exciting things dull and uninspiring.
I think the purple one's better than the shiny this time. It's not bad, just
withdrawing entirely into
this
its
bit's more with the
hoodie-like
ghost.
covering, with only a small tuft of hair sticking out. Trainers can win them over with
I'm obsessed
loud
with its
music,
hoodie. I can
even
relate.
if they will pretend to be disinterested still.
The older I get, the
The
more I accept that
ability
hoodies
is
were one of the
Wraith
best
Wail,
inventions
so that makes
mankind
all
ever came
sound-based
up with.
moves
The
become
pyramids
ghost-type
ain't
moves,
crap.
with the hidden ability being soundproof. This ghost type's sound attacks are a pain to deal with, as another new Pokemon emerges next to it. Okay, so another creature that I wanted that falls
A
into
skeletal
folklore
snake.
and mythology.
Oh, we're going back to the
is
mythology now, are we?
Naga. These are a snake and
Nagas,
human
of course.
combination often found across India and the surrounding areas.
And in very
This
many adult
design-
websites.
Ooh, it took me forever to figure out.
You can also
design,
see a
I usually
Naga
have
in
spent
Pokemon.
a little bit of time
Not Pokemon.
thinking about the design, and I'm pretty good at
You gotta see it
visualizing
in
things
Yu-Gi-Oh!
before I ever
Academia.
draw or sketch anything.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Quests.
Usually that goes fine, but wooey, I was struggling here. I had an idea of how the arms of this design would look like the lower jaws of a skull.
I like
but
what the idea you
getting
came
that
to.
to actually read proved quite difficult.
Yeah, there's a difference
I
between
eventually
having
got
in the
there,
head
but
and seeing it
yeah.
written down.
I don't know why it was so tough, but
Or
I do
drawn
like
down in this
what
case.
we wound up with. This is a mono poison type, but
Hmm.
we're going the like skull and crossbones route to illustrate that. Gives us a slightly more unique.
I thought you meant
design
Skull and
for
Crossbones
poison type.
way as in it being quadruple
Since
A.
It is a little strange. I made sure that we went with some, classic purples to communicate the typing even better. Though
I like how the
welcome
purple
to
can
the
also
show. Let's
imitate
meet
like muscles
Concaga,
being inside
the
of the
bone
bones.
bite Pokemon.
The shiny is cool too,
The
but
bony
this one
covering
could go either
that
way.
hides this poison type's head offers both excellent protection and
What if
devastating
Cubone was a
offensive
snake?
potential. What
Sorta.
appears to be a massive skeletal lower jaw is actually comprised of Konkaga's arms, which is used to bite into prey.
This is a cool design.
While
I
they
like it
often
a lot,
appear
and I would not
rigid,
want to meet it in a
these
back
limbs are
alley.
actually
Wait a minute,
quite
this thing came from a
dexterous,
little
allowing
baby
them to
bottle
dig burrows to
thingamafudger.
hide in.
And now we
The
have
ability is
Skull
strong
Snake.
jaw, obviously.
Then again, there are
which
some
increases
Pokemon
the
in there
power
just
of
like, okay,
fighting
how do we go
by
from here to
50%,
here?
And the hidden ability is
If you
shed
think about it for
skin.
5 seconds,
It
you know?
snaps its giant jaws at your Pokemon and ends up knocking out William Pines' Mimighoul.
Oh no!
Getting pretty sick of their nonsense, he sends out the evolution to Little Borka.
Now
Yes,
I'm done with
finally
this.
time for our first pseudo-legendary evolution.
Okay.
So again, this line is based off of the Eclipse, a shapeshifter that can become a wolf or an orca. And while
It looks
Orca
so
was
adorable.
definitely more wolf puppy, we're going to go more towards the orca with the
side,
second
yeah.
stage. But the most important element
Didn't they
are
make
actually these big silly
they made some
paw
sort of-
flippers, complete with
That is-
adorable toe beans.
That is adorable. I
I wish
love
I had
that.
more to say about this design.
I know
but,
there was a Gen
so
9
far,
Pokemon
this
that was sort of
pseudo-legendary
like
line isn't giving
Naked
me any
Orca
trouble
too,
at
but it
all.
was an ice
It's
type, I
all
believe.
just-
I
it's
can't remember. I
working
haven't
out. It's
played
working out really well.
Go in a long
We'll definitely
time.
need to find the perfect balance between wolf and orca when we get to the final
This is a cool
stage,
hybrid.
but
I
for
like
now,
this.
Let's learn all about Papaddle.
It's interesting how it's going
Sea
from
Pup
dog to
Pokemon.
orca. It is going in
While
reverse of
capable
how it
deft
worked in the real
aquatic
life.
movements, This
And this is
water
one
type
where it's like,
prefers to
I
give
prefer the
off
original
an
to the shiny.
adorable and
Both are good.
unassuming appearance by pulling itself through the water with floppy
I
flaps
love those
of
little
its
doggy
flat
paddle.
paws.
It's so freaking adorable.
In reality, Papaddle are
And the
adept
fin.
hunters who use their friendly appearance to lure prey into the water. If needed, they are still able
Look
to
at me, aren't I so
awkwardly-
cute? Nom 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 nom.
The ability is Thick Fat, so that reduces the damage from fire and ice attacks, and the hidden ability is Ice Body.
It reduces the damage of
Papaddle
ice
is
attacks.
a
You're
beast,
water ice.
and
Who
with
the
itself,
heck is
you
using
are
an
able
ice
to
type
knock
attack
out
against
the
you?
last of the Grunt's Pokemon.
Unless they're just
The
dumb.
professor and Moose run over, scoop up the book on the pedestal, and begin skimming through its pages.
So this is the journal that Glee has had this whole time.
Sure enough, this thing is full of schematics for creating these mind control collars. I don't really understand it all, but apparently my brother was studying the mind control powers of some super strong ultra.
Well, he
beast
was stuck in
through
that
this
dimension,
portal
so of
device.
course he was trying to study it.
Turn those studies into real life.
Might as well you're
mind
there.
Control collars. That's super sketchy, dude.
It is.
Well, my brother always liked to push boundaries. I just never expected him to do something like this.
And now Glee is using them for evil.
It was always like that science thing, just
You
like,
have
okay,
no
how
idea
is this
what's
supposed to be
coming.
made for good?
Getting control of some
Explain
key
that to
people
me.
in town was only the first step. Now, Glee will be able to open the portal, bring forth that legendary Ultra Beast.
What if Glee doesn't want to?
For the
Do you ever think of
You
that?
chumps won't be able to stop
Unless they put the
Not
mind
even
control
a
collar on
chance.
him. That's what they're trying to
From
do.
behind you, a wave of Cypher Squad grunts are advancing.
Oh
Everyone
no!
else tells you to continue on while they hold their ground. One of the grunts laughs at you as you run, claiming that you will have to get through 4 of the strongest.
The Elite
Cypher
Four is
Squad members
here?
If you want to
This is
reach
where we're gonna have the
scientist.
Pokemon League? Okay, I've never seen the
But
evil team
we'll
be
pick
the
up from
Pokemon
there
League
in the
before.
next episode.
That's certainly something new and
But
refreshing.
before
Oh,
we
the
go,
Pokedex.
let's
Dang,
check
we're
back
almost done.
in on the deck.
That said, there's still quite a number of
Look at
open
that.
spaces.
We are really filling this out pretty good. It's looking pretty nice. Looking pretty nice.
I'd say we're about
There's a few spots,
80%,
some more evolutions to
85
go.
maybe.
There's a couple of like single stage Pokemon that'll.
Of course,
also
this is
fill
gonna be
in
out of
some
50
this, but
episodes, so we still got some
we're
ways to
getting
go,
pretty
but
close
still.
To the end. This is kind of exciting stuff. Let me know down in the comments if there are any particular evolutions that you're really looking forward to.
All of them?
Yeah. This
Or is that a
good.
cop-out?
This is good. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are enjoying this
This
series.
was a great
There's a new
episode.
puzzle.
I-
Add it to the Discord
I really
server,
like
so
the idea
check
of
out
like
the
the
video
evil
description
team
for
being the
details on how
Elite
to
Four
join all of the
in this
journal
regard.
deciphering fun that
To
we're
be
having
fair,
there.
the Cyber
If you
Squad,
haven't
while
done
have
so
been
already.
annoying and you have been taking them
I
out
have
pretty
to thank the
consistently, it
amazing Patreon
has
supporters.
been
You are
to
all
see the right,
amazing.
well,
But in
basically the route we
particular,
go on
I have
with them.
to shout out
If that makes
Angel
sense.
and Cyberlord. They are rocking it in the
Like they have been a
cheerleader
threat
like the boss
throughout.
that
Like
they are.
they're one of those
Okay.
that's always been a
I
thorn
will
in the
catch you in the
side,
next
no
one.
matter how much
Later,
we deal
nerds.
with them. Like, I think it was Pokemon. What was it? Pokemon Philosopher that had a similar thing, where it's like the evil team had their own 4 members that were of ultimate power. So those served like Elite Four, but it wasn't the official Elite Four. It was a pseudo Elite Four. No, I mean, they were actually. Now that I think about it, I think they were the Elite Four, and then we just skipped right to the champion. It's been a hot minute since I watched Philosopher. I'll be honest with you, but that is a cool idea to turn the evil team into the Elite Four, and by extension, I guess that means the brother could be the champion. Oh no, that'll be dangerous. Hey, we finally get the brother back. His kid had to go friggin' figure, and it seems like he hasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Of course, I don't think the brother in the show was either. Again, been a while since I've seen Gravity Falls, but you know, who is 100% a goody two shoes? I mean, that's a sad thing of reality. Just like much as I like my characters that are just noble and good, they're kind of a dying breed nowadays. Everyone has to be edgy, dark, gruesome, have that gray area. I don't know. Where's the? And I'm going off topic. I'm sorry. But interesting how he was working on all that stuff. But I guess when you find a field that interests you, it's just that interests you. Maybe we could find a way that use the mind control for good. I'm sure there's a situation where that exists, but it's also like, okay, were you trying to create things for villains to use, or do you just not thinking it out? I'm stuck in my work of mind control. Maybe he was trying to control the Ultra Beast. I think that might have been just trying to get it under his control so they can't do any big trouble. But I don't think it went down that way. Oh, no siree, Bob. Now we're in a world of trouble as it seems that Glenn is now going to be given the mind control collar and be forced to work with the organization to release the ultimate Ultra Beast. Yikes, to say the least. That's no good. Still, awesome new Pokemon to see in this one. Always fun to see more of those in the series. So, Fruity Art does a great job with designing Pokemon. I can say that for an absolute fact. So, let's go and deal with that first one of the Elite Four. So now, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you all next time. Later.